Right, so I need a change of pace. I found myself arguing with a Canadian neocon on Twitter that was telling me that we have to protect Iran from China. And so I thought, I need to just turn the steer the wheel somewhere else of the ship. So I have probably talked about this book at some point on this channel, like in the last, I don't know, 3 years. But I don't know. It's still worth talking about. And it's this book called Mastering Your Hidden Self. And it's very interesting because it's almost like talking about your higher self. I don't know why you decided to call it hidden. But uh, people like to say this concept of like, I am God, or God's this guy, that you got to talk to, you got to pray to him. And this has a different approach. It's like, yeah, you're God, but you're not God. Like, you're part of God, you know? It's the idea of like, your finger is a part of your arm, which is a part of your shoulder, which is a part of your body, and therefore it's a part of you, but it isn't completely you, you know. And so it's all part of the whole thing. And I guess the brain would be God, the highest self, and then there's something higher than that. And I've had a few moments where I felt like I've had like contact with that self. It usually comes when like I'm so traumatized or something that I need like help. Like I'll tell a story like 9/11. Um, I could have sworn something was talking to me just before I woke up on 9/11, saying, "Don't worry, it's not going to affect you." And I'm like, "What are you talking?" I didn't. It wasn't like a voice, but like I just got this feeling. And I woke up, and of course, I found out about 9/11. And at the time, I was right in ripe military age, so I was terrified. But I completely forgot that something was telling me, "Don't worry." Pretty interesting. And then also when the coronavirus stuff happened, I was very upset about the lockdowns and whatnot. And some kind of feeling said, it's not your fault. You don't deserve it. So it was like trying to tell me, don't like, don't let the people trying to guilt you. You don't deserve this. Something like that. Pretty interesting. But this book is about much more than that. It has a lot of practical techniques, like some that. What I like about this kind of book is like it brings metaphysics into the physical world, because a lot of metaphysical books are just like imagine this or imagine that, and or do a spell or some stupid stuff like that. And this one like has a technique that I really like. Is you I don't do it enough. You take like your fingers, like your hand, and you hold. I'm doing it right now. You hold them as close together as you can without touching, and then you kind of pull them away a little bit, and you'll feel some kind of elastic energy. They call it the Aka thread or whatever. I think that's what they call it. Like in their view, if you hand an object to someone, like everybody you shook the hand of, or given anything to that you physically touched, technically speaking, there is an Aka thread between you and them, and then they have a way of like cutting that thread if you don't want that. Um, like if you don't like that situation, and then uh, they have all these things. There's a lot of people in this Huna Kahuna world that some of them just cashed in on the new age grift with it, but I believe Surge is the real deal. He also had like this other technique that it blew my mind. And if you really need serious medical attention, I'm not trying to give advice on this, but like let's say like I stubbed my toe, okay, and it hurts, right? Um, I will drag my foot back across the same scene and say, "It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It didn't happen." For I don't know, 2 dozen times, and it goes away. It's bizarre. There's no pain anymore. Whereas it would have been hours, in previous experiences with the stub toe. So that kind of thing. Um, it is really strange. But yeah, I like this book a lot, and it really does talk about the higher self, in my opinion. And yeah, I needed to get away from arguing on Twitter with idiots about stuff that stuff like that. So I'll probably go back there after this, but at least this video gets out there. And yeah, it's not a very long book. That's another cool thing. So you're not making a big commitment. I think it's like 100 and I don't know. Let me see. I have it. It's about 173 pages, but it reads fast. Yeah, and it has a lot of deep concepts, and they're made very accessible. So I'd try it out.